This year, in 2025, we gamers are eating good. A lot of great games and a lot of great narrative to experience. Sure, we also have some less impressive releases, Black Ops 7. But we do have some absolute bangers like Silksong, Expedition 33, Hades 2, and so much more. And among these great games, there's one particular game which may be my personal favorite. Now, before I continue, this video will obviously delve into spoilers for Dispatch. So here's your heads up, let's continue. Dispatch is an amazing game with a superb narrative. I'll admit, when I first heard about it, I didn't even have high expectation at all. The only reason I tried it was mainly because I was bored. But oh boy, this game turned out to be one hell of an experience. In a time where most entertainment media feels the need to shove their message directly into our faces, terrified that we, the audience, might somehow miss the point, Dispatch stands out. It tells its story confidently without being afraid that some people might not resonate with it. And that's surprising, considering how many modern pieces of media would jump at the opportunity to preach their ideals in a game like Dispatch. People are tired of being treated like a kindergarten kids, constantly handheld told exactly what to think with no room for interpretation. Not only that, but in an era oversaturated with superhero media, Dispatch doesn't try to compete by being different. It stands out by simply being itself. And in a way, that alone ends up subverting people's expectation. I mean, I've seen a lot of comments on social media thinking that Phenomenon and Clone Plancer must secretly be evil, because recently so many modern superhero stories have one of those superheroes who turn out to be evil. Looking at you, Omni-Man, we've gotten so used to superheroes being secretly evil that seeing genuinely good superheroes feels too good to be true. I genuinely believe this is one of the main reasons behind the game's success, by simply being itself. Dispatch feels unique and authentic. It's such a refreshing breath of fresh air in today's entertainment landscape. Oh, and speaking of messages, Dispatch has those too. From its themes alone, it's pretty clear. Dispatch is a story about redemption and what it truly means to be a hero. After all, the whole purpose of the Phoenix program is to rehabilitate ex-supervillains into actual heroes. And one of those romance options in the game is the literal definition of "I can fix her." But there's also an interesting message we can learn from this game, one that I think not many people have realized yet, and we can learn it from none other than Shroud. No, not that Shroud. This Shroud. Shroud is a terrifying villain who has an augment on his head that lets him predict the outcome of any situation. A very fitting choice for a villain in a game all about making decisions. And in the final confrontation with Shroud, he takes our goodest boy, Beef, as a hostage and demands that the player hand over the Astral Pulse. In exchange, he promised to spare Beef and the other heroes. During this scenario, you've given three choices on how to handle the situation. You can give him the fake Astral Pulse, the real one, or the most interesting option, which I believe will even be the canon choice if there is one, give him both the fake and the real Astral Pulse. This forces Shroud to rely on his own instinct to figure out which one is real, and make an actual choice instead of relying on his augment, and he apparently chooses the wrong one. Of course, all of this happened after Shroud already handed his bargaining chip over to Robert, leaving himself cornered. His confidence crumbles the moment he can't rely on his own augment anymore, and having Robert rage bait him doesn't help either. I'd argue that if he had stayed calm and confident, he could have done exactly what one of his goons suggested. Make sure he figured out the correct Astral Pulse.
Maybe we wait till we get home?
Shut the fuck up!
You see, while Shroud's ability is terrifying, being able to calculate and predict outcomes, he actually lacks the real ability to make decisions because he always relied on his augment to think for him. This contrasts with Robert, who despite using his mech as his main ability, he actually knows how to fight even without it. Robert learned to fight, built and tinkered his own mech, and even though the mech gives him protection, he isn't afraid to throw hands without it. Robert is willing to take the hard path for his ideals. That's what gives him the skills and experience he needs. The mech isn't what makes Robert a bona fide superhero. By being himself and his own hard work, he becomes a hero worthy of respect. Meanwhile, Shroud takes the shortcut and lets a machine do his thinking. Just like how nowadays many people are becoming overly reliant on AI instead of trusting their own skills. The entire game reflects on this theme. From episode 1, you've been learning to make your own decisions and deal with the consequences, whether they're good or bad, and that's perfectly okay. What matters is that you're willing to trust yourself, trust your choice, and be brave enough to face the consequences. You can even find this during the Dispatch tutorial section, where Phenomenon says it's okay not to get a perfect outcome for your decision, because at the end of the day, you need to learn to make your own choice. Embrace the failure as a lesson and use it to make a better decision in the future. And with the ever-increasing use of AI, people seem to have forgotten this crucial part. If we aren't careful, AI won't just take our jobs, it will take our ability to think and grow. I'll admit, I'm someone who sits in the middle ground when it comes to AI, though slightly on the negative side with how it's currently being implemented. I do think that there are many things AI can do to help mankind, but at the same time, I also know how easily people can misuse AI for the sake of comfort and shortcuts. There's a big difference between learning something by reading a book, understanding the context and its complexity, and just letting AI do the thinking for you, turning people into Shroud instead of someone like Robert. Many won't admit it, but the accessibility of LLMs like ChatGPT makes a lot of people rely on it instead of themselves. Why bother doing lengthy research when asking ChatGPT is easier and faster? Why do you have to worry when you weigh in your decision when AI can do that for you? Discomfort makes people complacent and afraid to make decisions, just like Shroud. Instead of learning firsthand, you let AI do the hard work for you, cutting out the most important process every human needs for growth. In the journey of growth, it's not just the destination that matters, it's the process that gives you experience that you need. Having Shroud being an embodiment of someone who is afraid of trusting his own gut as a villain for the player who by the end of the game is willing to trust themselves is an amazing narrative idea. And I don't know if this was Ad Hoc's original intention for Shroud or if I'm just being a schizo here. But honestly, I think he's a phenomenal villain. Ad Hoc did a fantastic job bringing him to life. Anyway, what do you guys think about Shroud? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, have a great day.